Hello, friends. Welcome to the Truth Tribe. I'm Dawn Thompson, and thank you all for being here. Yes, tonight is a pre-recorded Truth Tribe. I totally spaced. I wasn't going to be available tonight on Monday night. So I just want to remind you that we'll be back again the following week. But this is your mini Truth Tribe because I desperately wanted to get you guys some information. So you didn't feel like you were going crazy. Okay, so remember at the beginning of all my calls and remind you guys that you are all perfect exactly where you are right now in this now moment, and there is nothing wrong with you or the experience you're having or the environment you're in other than to grow your soul's truth. And once you do, it awakens you to your inner truth to live free and sovereign. Remember that I love you and that I am dumping pink hearts out on all of you and into your energy field daily. Okay, so the topic tonight: relationships are unraveling as answers to your manifestations. Now, this has been pretty tough for a lot of people in the last few days, because week, I should say. I'm going to touch on the retrogrades just minorly at the end of this call, but remember, I've been prepping you for this. We just don't realize when you go backwards and you don't like things, you thought you left them and you're back again, not to stay, but to review. So we'll talk about that at the end. But the reason I bring up relationships unraveling as an answer to your manifestations is because we're manifesting, we're meditating, we're intentioning, we're praying for different, more expanded, more loving situations, environments, relationships. So you're manifesting relationships to unravel that are at this higher expanded vibration. And you guys, it's always been tough for me to understand why relationships unravel when we want them to expand, right? And so I've always found it hard to understand why people, they've hid from the truth. And I just didn't quite understand until now. Like, I've always understood, but it's just powerful now, right? Because the truth is flowing out everywhere for you to see externally. And those who were taught to follow doctrines and not sovereignty. Sovereignty is truth soul, the soul truth, the inner truth, your truth. You are independent, free to be you. But you open up and go, but they said. That's doctrines. The book said, the person said, the environment said, they said, and we have stepped into, as a collective, into the, we don't think that's true for us, okay? And so our soul truth is awakening. And so then one day, right, you want your soul to be free and you pick your soul's truth. And so one day you pick freedom in your soul. And so the rest feel this unraveling of their doctrine or indoctrination, or how their paradigm is when they grew up with you, or how they experience you, or how they, are intertwining their life with you. Thus, you see generational loops of non-truth. Non-truth for you does not mean it wasn't true for them. Please remember, when we speak truth, this is about your truth, right? So when you heal, you feel like you're being free, right? And then the rest around you will look like caged rats, like in this asylum. Like, why are they there? Like, you guys get out. And so you start to feel, a lot of us are feeling this, like you're in this world alone. You feel like no one understands you, like no one loves you, like no one wants you, right? And you will want to, it's like you want to go shake them onto your new timeline, onto this higher 5th, 6th, 8th dimensional timeline. And so then you start to get more disappointed when they resist coming, when they resist joining you. And you are the one manifesting better health, better wealth, better abundance, right? But it's a blanket. Let's say you're manifesting improved health, right? And so it's a blanket. I want to be free in all parts of me, which reflects all parts of your reality. By moving higher in your health, higher in your wealth, whatever, higher is not a better, high, low, just improving, okay? So the truth about unraveling relationships starts to show up. Your relationships, my friends, do not need to end. And that's what everybody's like so frustrated when you argue or you're irritated. Some do, yes. But the way you've been in relationships in the past, the generational past, is ending, because the truth is that all your relationships are the same relationships, get ready, that you watched your parents have, or your grandparents, or adult figures that raised you in your life. All right. So the universe is very simply right now, as we talk later about the planets, asking you to look at yourself. It's pulling the past up. It's pulling relationships up. It's pulling situations up and saying, do I have my parents' relationship with this person, place, or thing, or experience? Okay. Do I expect the relationship I saw as a blueprint to be the same with this person? Right? Is this the subconscious programming relationship blueprint that I have downloaded from my parents? And does this relationship resemble my home life at all? Now, remember, I'm a big promoter of understanding your parents didn't do anything wrong. Your parents did the best they could with what they knew, and we have to start releasing them and start reigniting a new you, your sovereign you. You don't need to hold your parents accountable for what you chose them to help you get here. So if you do not want your parents' relationship, and they had good parts of them too, and we keep looking at the bad, but the stuff you don't want from them, if you don't want your parents' relationship with this other person, with this place, or with this experience, okay, it's up to you to determine what relationship you do want. And so very, very simply, here's a very easy question. Ask yourself, write this down. Do I want my parents' marriage, partnership, divorce, control, abandonment, insecurity, sadness, mistrust, guilt, shame cycle? Or the epigenetic DNA cycle from many generations, right? Do you want the cycle, or do I want freedom to connect, support, and believe in my partner, in my friendships, and my children, and my business partners, and my employees? Because they're two different ball games, and they're two different realities, and these are two different earths. And the truth is that the truth about all this being non-truth is resembling, I'm not that truth. These are non-truths. This is my truth. Okay. So this is the simple truth right now that is unraveling right now on the planet, globally, collectively. Okay. And if you cannot speak truth about the root of what it is that you really want, or where it's coming from, you will keep struggling with some diluted illusion of what's really bothering you. Again, you're irritated at this friend, or this parent, or this family member, or this sibling, or this child, and all they're doing is coming from their root of what they learned. And so you're irritated about their behavior, action, location, instead of what it's triggering in you, and say, do I want that relationship with them? So there's an attachment that we all have to your shadow beast, as I refer to it. It's your ego, your epigenetic paradigm of connection that you learned as a child. So you learn to connect in a certain way. Okay. So it gets tricky though. Okay. When you feel others growing away from your programmed relationship over here. Okay. Or the belief blueprint, shall we call it? And especially the unhealthy ones. You wouldn't think that you would be addicted to unhealthy relationships and paradigms and blueprints, but we are. And so what's happening is you're unraveling that. It's unraveling right before your eyes. It's an energy separation, because these people or relationships are not adhering to the relationship blueprint that you grew up with. And if they aren't, let's say you aren't adhering to that, or they aren't, right? So if you find yourself like growing, or you're the one that doesn't want to grow, and you're criticizing someone for pulling out of your safe zone, or discomfort, or paradigm, or belief of, I can't move, I can't change my health, I can't change my wealth, I can't change my environment, okay? And someone's not adhering to that blueprint, and they're pulling away, okay? And I mean, from addiction to parents who were addicted, parents who were depressed, parents who were sick, parents who were hypochondriacs, parents who were workaholics, parents who were obsessive, controlling, whatever that was, it doesn't make it wrong. What I'm trying to tell you is when you try to pull out of that environment and you're being criticized for pulling out of their safe zone or it's discomfort for them, you know you are at a growth point. You are at a growth point that you've been asking for a new blueprint to live together. You've pulled away from this. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to end your marriage, end your child's relationship. No, they are simply not entering, this person is not entering into the old dark pain ping pong you've been going back round and round and round with them for. Right? You have a new blueprint. Someone's pulling away from you and you're the one cycling. They have a new blueprint. They'd like to share it with you, but if you don't want to go with them, that's when you start getting in trouble. Frustrated, that's when you're angry with them because you don't understand, you don't want to do the work, you're tired. This is why I teach the iPod. This is why I teach Sonar. This is why I teach the IDI Academy digital course. This is why I teach my balls book. So you can see for yourself on paper, you can write a new blueprint to live together and not get stuck in this, how I used to be, my parents. You can see who they taught you to be on paper. That doesn't mean you're mad at them. You just go, thank you. So it's up to you to go within and determine what kind of relationship do I want? Not what kind of relationship does your spouse tell you to want? What kind of relationship is your spouse being mean to you for? What kind of relationship is your spouse, throwing you crumbs and doesn't want to admit the truth to? That's their marriage that they watch, probably their parents. Not the spouse that wants to control you or ignore you or be a workaholic and not be around you. That doesn't make them bad. They are giving you what they learned growing up. So if you want to see, you've got to put it on paper and see who you don't want to be, because you are that until you choose a different way. So my question is it's up to you to determine what kind of relationship do you want over the kind of relationship. Ask yourself, what kind of relationship do I want over the kind of relationship that I'm projecting, simply because it's the only one I've known from lifetime. Okay. So until I decide my new blueprint, I want by designing and writing it down. So why you're struggling, my friends, is because you're focusing on things they did, things they said, things they're doing, things they're sitting in, things their environments, things they're speaking, words they're using, instead of truth about the thoughts you have about them. So things, thoughts, and truth. We have inverted. Our entire reality has inverted. We have focused on things for so long, so many generations, things got flipped over, and now things aren't as important, and truth is important. And so things, thoughts, and truth that you are burning down, you are burning down all the things in the reality this is called ascension. This is called the awakening. It's entering into truth and dissolving all things as your focus. So if you're not focused on a person, a place, a thing, an experience, a shoe, a house, whatever. And so when you don't focus on that, Earth is just responding to your focus, your intentioning, your manifesting, your prayers. And so burning and ending isn't just on the TV or the digital social media you're watching. It's also in your every experience. And it's in your eyesight until you use your heart to see what you want and not your eyes. And this is very hard for people. And if you take your heart out of it and or your head out of it, you take your eyes out of it and you just said, what does my heart want? What kind of marriage, partnership, child relationship do I want? And start embodying it, being it, acting it, doing it, and realize, catch yourself every time you wrote down your iPod out of that book. And go, whoa, no, not their fault. I don't want to do that. Right? So not focusing on things, when you stop focusing on all them, as you all have been, and you are told that you need to have in your reality. When you live in higher consciousness, you live in your soul's sentient beingness. That's your soul's energy, frequency without a physical body. That's a higher realm in God consciousness, in 5D consciousness, in your higher self consciousness, as we call it, right? Your sentient soul is not from this 3D reality. So your sentient soul is everything it wants to be. So you have to go decide that, talk to it. And that higher sentient soul is from galaxies, the universal higher realms. And it's from energy of all things, including beings from other dimensions. I told you I'd mention aliens. We're not going to go there totally tonight because of this short call. I want to give it to you next week. So I think it's hilarious when the digital wizards, right, are fear-mongering everybody, right? They're fear-mongering you into fearing aliens, right? You're waiting for the space aliens to come to you and come get you, right? Yet you're simply seeing yourself as an alien. You emotionally feel alienated right now from others, from life. Typically, we've alienated ourselves. So when you're at peace with your soul blueprint over social blueprint programming, you're going to feel free. You're going to feel whole, and you will see nothing outside of you. Nothing is outside of you, and you will see nothing outside of you as anything other than space doing its thing. And then you become the grid, the universe, everything, understanding that you are those manifestations in your higher self, truth, thoughts, things. And you are the one to design your blueprint without any question of what will appear in the things world, from the truth that you choose, from the thought that you will create, and the things that will become manifest. Wholeness of things, thoughts, and truth. Okay? And so your homework for the next week is to write this down. Do I expect the marriage I learned from my parents to be the relationship between me and any person, place, or thing? And if it's getting wonky right now, then reassess what you would want instead. Use any of my tools that you have access to. They're all on Truth Tribe and Warrior Pass on my website, ideserveitnow.com. Tap on your dashboard. Maybe I'll turn it to member dashboard, because I think a lot of you are like, dashboard. Your dash has all your info. And so go to the Truth Tribe, go to the Warrior Pass. You all have a free downloaded copy. Just log into Truth Tribe or tap on it. You have to be logged in. So if you're not a member, tap onto Truth Tribe and go to members, new membership, become a member, and then you can download a free copy of my Balls Building Balanced Relationships book, and it will teach you how to do your iPod. It will teach you how to see your parents' marriage on paper, and are you repeating any of those information that was downloaded to you, any of those sounds, any of those songs, any of those habits. And then you can start seeing. You can even go get my IDI course, the digital coursework on ideserveitnow.com. Just go to courses, do the IDI Academy. I talk you through it. I'll walk you through seeing your parents' blueprint that you're repeating. And most people, when they come to me, they're like, I don't understand. It's my spouse. It's not them. You are married to them, so you can recreate this iPod to have that marriage your parents taught you until you decide not to. So I want you to write down, if minimal, you go download the Balls book and download and write down your iPod, and then decide if it's what you want. And if not, write down a new one, a new blueprint, a new plan, a new way that you want to be married, all the things that are important to you. Because this is not the time to go backward with these retrogrades, pulling us into the energy field. The universe is going to do it to you whether you like it or not. So look at your shadow, look at your subconscious, look at your ego. Ego wants to be right. And my answer is, ego's not right. Ego's just programmed. And now you have to go look at the program and decide, is it in your highest good to have your relationships, your experiences, in any environment, in any arena, to live like that or live in a new. Okay? Quick mini update, planetary update. Yes, Mercury is retrograde until the 14th, which is, again, this is the first week of it. And you are all falling because Mercury rules details, analytics, talking, information. So with these glitches, these miscommunications, arguments are bound to bind you up. Okay, not upset you, but just understand they're showing you to look back and look at these miscommunications to see if you're going to cut the chain of lack and emotional freedom, where you're not free to be sovereign, to be you, not to tell people what to do. You know this 100 times from me. So expect miscommunications, expect scheduling issues, technology mishaps, surprise appearances with people, and unresolved conflicts from your past. Just to ask you, what do you choose? This relationship? Am I applying it the same way, or do I choose me and free? So you should always make sure you're double checking everything when ex-lovers, ex-friends, ex-colleagues come around, hear them out. But then I also want you to remember, it's asking you to hit the pause button and evaluate your life and that situation with them. You've likely outgrown different people, areas, and beliefs in your life, my friends, and now it's time to move on. Now, you're hearing this on Monday night. Monday just joined the party of retrograde. So remember that. Uranus is a sunburst planet. Sunburst in, sunburst out. It's the technology planet. It is humanity planet, collective, space, astrology, science, electricity. It's knowledge. So you might have sunbursts of wisdom and knowledge or truth. It's a sign of truth, Aquarius. So you might have, again, these random truths coming in going, oh my God, I've known that all my life. That was what I was programmed. That's what I was taught. And it's not true. Don't get upset. Be grateful so you can choose your truth. Okay. And it's okay. So expect retrograde, possibly outages, blackouts, energy. Just know it's not forever. Because as fast as Uranus comes in to make something happen, it goes out just as fast. It's an in and out planet. It's also in Taurus, so remember that. This is starting now. It's going to go through January, so it's an in and out energy. Just show you, take it away. Show you, take it away. So the main missteps that you guys are going to watch: environmental stuff, money shifting, buildings changing, all kinds of stuff that is in and out energy, electric, science, aliens. Oh, all of a sudden there's an alien. Okay, going, okay, cool, bring them on. Because they're us. They're a reflection of our energy saying, I don't want to be alienated anymore. I want to see everything. I want to understand everything. I don't want to feel alienated from others, so I don't have to feel alienated that I don't fit in. Okay? And then remember, we're still going. So now we have Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, Venus, Mercury, Uranus is joining today. We're now at 5 planets in retrograde. This is why you're feeling this anxiety, the stress, the exhaustion, wired but tired. That's what I'm going through. Possibly headaches, possibly body sensations, possibly tingling, the high-pitched ringing in and out, glitches on your computers or phones that sort of last, but they don't, all kinds of stuff, okay? So Uranus is today. Jupiter goes next week or a week and a half. It's September 4th. I'll talk about that next week. So yes, that's all of them. Mars goes in October. So if there ever was a time to cut the chains of ancestral, epigenetic, your parents' marriage that wasn't healthy, and or the versions of it that you're replaying that wasn't healthy, take the good stuff. Realize you're being given an opportunity to end all suffering from now on that has been recycling into your future of freedom. Everybody right here, I am courage, I am love, I am truth. I am courage, I am love, I am truth. All right, remember your challenge for the week. What blueprint am I rewriting? And those who don't want me to leave the dark, they don't want me to leave their darkness, their trauma, their pain, their refusal to stay addicted to some experience, environment, relationship, substance, energy that is not supporting you, your response to them for the next month: I love you and I believe in you. That's all you need to say, because this higher energy you're moving into will frequency enough highest frequency of you will pull them in. But you got to let them do it on their own. Okay. So I promise it will start to cycle itself out, but we've got to let people be where they are so you can be free. You guys, I love you. I hope this helped. Feel free to make comments. Remember to tap on the dashboard, ideserveitnow.com. You're either in Truth Tribe or you're in the upgrade of Warrior Pass. There's also Daisy the Dragonfly, the IDI club sitting there. Go to Daisy the Dragonfly, sign in there, and make some comments about this. Make it on the wall. Go tap on the Truth Tribe wall. There's my book club wall. There's healing information in there. It's all there. Or just go to my Instagram and send me a DM and tell me what you're experiencing. I'll take the messages into next week. I love you all. Happy retrograde. Embrace it. It's for your highest good. You've manifested this. I love you all. Brightest blessings. Have a good night.